What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction to the Shoshimin series, this time with episode 10, which I'm not sure if it's the final episode. The first season was only 10 episodes. I'm honestly not sure if they'll be able to wrap everything up today, so I assume there's going to be at least one more, but no, pretty unusual. We don't even know the episode count at this stage, isn't it? Although that seems to happen really frequently with Japanese shows, I've noticed. Usually with like American productions and such, you know how many episodes there are before the season even starts. But yeah, no idea. Great episode last week though. Seeing more of Kabato and it's gone again. The devil. We call her the devil. Seeing more of their kind of initial interaction, which was quite funny, and then them working together on solving the old case, and her leaving the devil leaving some notes and some chocolates to Kabato while he's recovering. But I've got no idea what the case is with the car. It really just vanishes. I've got no theories or anything, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what could have happened. But we did figure out that the people who left the testimony, the two boys that were involved, were lying, which I did suspect. There was a third party, I think they said with a bike or some kind of object they were kind of towing. So you got to wonder why they were lying. Yeah, looking forward to getting more into it today. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Please water the dried flowers. Subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date, and leave a like if you guys did like. There was also something questionable about one of these doctors about having like scratches on them or something, wasn't there? Something a bit dodgy going on. But yeah, I'm kind of just like lost. I've got no theories really as to what's happening here. I feel like there is some importance in the chocolates, isn't there? Oh, it's not in English. They didn't translate it. I was looking at that for ages last week, wasn't I? Trying to figure out what the last chocolate meant. Isaka-kun was walking with someone, yes. That's what I mentioned a minute ago. But yeah, I feel that the chocolates definitely have some big meaning towards this, don't they? Brilliant Sunday. That does sound nice. I did initially mention it might have been a case of he walked into the traffic, which I don't think is the case anymore, but because of pressure. But I'm not sure that's the case. Although this now kind of reignites that theory a little bit. Oh, okay. It could be some pretty useful information. Probably. I don't know why you would hide something in a case like this unless it was big or meant a lot to you. So lost a lot here, hasn't he? It's very much a suspect. Ooh. That looks lovely. Let's pray. The gods of Sundays. Like, why would you hide something if you've got all of this to lose? Those things usually are reciprocal, aren't they? So, okay, this has been a good source of information, this guy. It's given us quite a bit to work with here. Well, she's absolutely scoffed through that before they even drank half their drinks. Why'd you have to phrase it like that? What you're driving at, like we're not discussing some boy getting hit by a car right now. Why do you have to put that word in there specifically? Could have phrased that so many ways. Bro, you really have to ask. Shows you how polite the Japanese are, I guess. Not sure about you guys, but I would just get up and move. I think so too. Another gift. So something I didn't actually realise last week was that apparently Osanai is not allowed in here. This is why these boxes and these chocolates just keep getting left, and we don't see her talking to him. Yeah? He hasn't participated in any sporting event for 3 years now. Yeah, again, there's no way this ends today, is there? He almost fucked himself over even more. Also, don't you love how that note that Osanai left was just it was presented as like a gift, and it is to these guys. It is like a gift. It is like something. Yeah, it's quite funny. was a pretty odd interaction, that wasn't it? Like, why? I mean, maybe I'm just thinking way too much about this, but why did she like slightly look away for a sec? Why was she not assertive and like, I ain't taking you out of my time? Why did she like slightly look a bit sideways eyed like that? Maybe that's normal. Maybe she was just looking for an excuse. I don't know. Burger. Devil. Oh, bro, instantly folded. Also, one of the things I did mention last week about the whole danger of this. I'm not sure about you. Like, I'm not sure what the norm is, but I've always, again, living out in the country where I've had to walk on similar roads and even more dangerous roads than this. It's usually better to, if you can see the oncoming traffic, it's usually best to walk going towards the oncoming traffic, right? So the other side of the road, from the way these guys are walking, I've usually felt is more safe, but um, perhaps that's not the norm. But I've always like it seems better like logistically to walk with traffic, but I don't know, something's always like always had an instinct in my head to walk against it. I don't know, but it's just like another thing that stands out to me here of these guys like putting themselves in maybe slightly unnecessary danger. It's quite funny because if they were on the other side of the road, I'm not sure if they were more likely to get hit by that car or less likely in this situation. I think less likely just because of how the car drove. Sorry to pause again. I do want to make sure I listen to this. I think it's less likely they would have been hit just for these specific situations because like from the skid marks, it looked like the car went to the right. So if they were walking on the other side of the road, again, it's easy to say in hindsight that they might not have been hit, but maybe it would have been the case that whatever happened to the driver, perhaps in the instance where they were walking the side that I said, perhaps they would have gone left instead, or if it was by purpose, which I think it genuinely might be, considering the same thing happened twice. Might genuinely be the same person, or if it's not the same person, perhaps for the same reasons as before. What I'm thinking now is maybe the fact that maybe he walked into the road on his own. I'm thinking there might be some kind of maybe he got pushed into the road and he wants to protect the person that pushed him into the road or something. Maybe he asked the person next to him to push him into the road, and that's where the kind of swerve from the car came from. But they weren't walking on that side of the road, so I don't really know. And like if you were to get in an accident like that, why would you drive off if you saw someone push someone else in front of your car? You wouldn't drive off. Like driving off is the behavior of a guilty person, right? Running away like that. I mean, not 100 times out of 100 I got to imagine 90%, 95% of the time, you would be the criminal or the accused or whatever in a situation where you drive off. But I guess there is that percentage of people that maybe just can't handle that kind of stuff. If they don't know what to do, they start getting a bit frantic and they just drive off. So you can't say that for sure, but seems like pretty guilty behaviour on the driver's side to me. But there still definitely is more to the whole situation with the walking people, though, is the thing. Like, they're the ones hiding something big as well for some reason. Again, I'm really still not sure what to make of all this. But he was walking with a girl. Oh no, no. Okay. So he was walking with a girl who had a bike. Makes sense. Oh, look at this. Jesus. Ridiculous. Interesting choice, by the way. Interesting choice. I mean, it might seem like, again, the logical choice to run to the person that just got hit by the car. But also, the girl that was right in front of you fell down quite a fall. I guess he kind of made sure she was okay just by looking at her. I mean, she doesn't move there or anything. But she took a big fall. He instead, I think, again, I haven't seen studies or anything of anything like this, but I wonder what the percentage of people, or what percentage people would choose to help the person that you saw just get hit by a car, or the girl that's closer to you that just had a big fall on grass. So probably much more likely to be safe. I don't know. For some reason, I feel like I would make sure she's okay first because there's already another person with the guy that just got hit. So yeah, and I guess this also now kind of brings up the point of the fact that the guy that got hit here, why the hell would he be calm enough to call the police by himself and get help by himself? Like, it was questionable that this guy didn't call. He was more flustered and he didn't have to call the police. The guy who got hit called the police. I assume it's actually now the case of the girl he was with probably called the police, and that was another little lie on his part of like, and that made the guy that got hit seem more sus. So that explains that a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Again, I feel like I'd probably help Osanai here in this situation, but it's what ifs. Would I actually? Maybe not. Maybe I would. I can't actually say because it never happened. But yeah, just interesting to think about. And it's the fact that she's like a girl as well. Like, yeah, I don't know. Crazy thing to witness in general. Just that guy just hit him like that and it just scoot off, almost hit Osanai as well. It's crazy. They got me. They got me. So she called the police from his phone. Yeah, this clears that up, doesn't it? It's still crazy. Like, why is she not talking? Why did she have to put the phone to him? Why? Just go. Why? Like what? Is this woman some kind of fugitive? She's some kind of refugee? Or not even a refugee. Like yeah, kind of invader or something. I don't know. She just bikes off. She just hands in the phone like nothing happened. And just bikes off like nothing happened. What the hell? So yeah, the first assumption here is that he's cheating on her, but I feel like it's definitely deeper than that. What the hell, bro? The more that we see, the more crazy this gets. The more inexplainable things get, the more we try and explain all this. This is detective work right here. Jeez. This is like real police like detective shit we're doing right here. I'd almost call this unethical. You can't just change the question like that. Where was she coming from? Hmm. You nosy bastard. Well, I think it's reasonable to question where you're coming from, considering you're going the opposite direction to everybody else, and they're coming from school. Hmm. Something that couldn't have been accounted for beforehand, so it wasn't a preemptive attack on her. Yeah. I think it was. I agree. I think it. Well, I say I agree. Like I was there, but yeah. The fact that they tried to stop before hitting the kid, I feel like it's almost a case of. Well, at this point, I've already hit a kid, so might as well take it. If they're in the way, might as well take out the fucking people that witnessed it as well. Or it's just like yeah, they just didn't give a fuck. They were just trying to get out of there as fast as possible. Reckless abandon to anybody that is in the way. But I love how she worded this, by the way. I won't say I can't think of any reason I wouldn't be targeted by anyone. It's like you could have phrased this so much easier by just saying, "Yes, I've done some naughty things in the past. I won't say I can't think of any reason I wouldn't be targeted by anyone." It's like she's tried to word that in a way that doesn't make us seem so bad, and hence it's just like a bit convoluted for what it's actually saying. Like yeah, people may target me. I've got my enemies. I've enacted my revenge a few times. I would like to see like a prequel or something about like Osanai's maybe younger life, and her like being a bit like Damien from like The Omen or something. Her just being like this ominous kid that, yeah, gets their own way and gets revenge on people and stuff. I think that would be very fun. That is a good quality. Something you don't see very much on the internet. She was just contemplating things. Did she actually say that? Low key rude. That is very strange dialogue to come out of her mouth, I think. Yeah, so it's unfortunately one of those details that you don't think of too much when you're in a situation like this, is it? I imagine it's really hard to recollect this. Squeak. But yeah, I think you're asking a lot here from him to try and recall this outfit. We've got some vague details here, which is good, but do you guys ever remember, like, if anything like similar to this has happened to you guys, do you remember specifically what someone's wearing? Heba. That looks like the snake thing on our hospitals. I can't remember what that's called now. Geneva Convention thing? The right flower. What does this one say? Is that not the title of the episode? Okay, so yeah, guaranteed at least one more episode here. I do feel like we probably could have two, because we've made, again, I don't want to, yeah, we've made no headway with the car, like where the car went. We've got still, like, that's still an absolute magical mystery where the car went during this. We're only now just got a really big clue as to who she is. Like, this is a big kind of breakthrough here, to be fair. But there is, like I said, there's still quite a lot to explore with this situation. What's their relationship? Who is she? Was he cheating on his girlfriend? Is she some kind of relative? Is she someone in the world of sports he's interacted with? Like, yeah, there's still a lot of questions here, isn't there? And this is just like still about the past. We're yet to kind of accumulate this into and add this together into this incident in the future as well. So I feel like there may be at least 2 episodes left, but speculation, of course. Again, I'd love to figure out what those chocolates mean. Although maybe it's a case of like, maybe it's better not knowing, so it's a bit more of a surprise later. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. At least I very much hope this isn't the final episode of the season. This would be a shitty place to leave off on. I feel like more anime with the whole like 12 episode seasons being a real popular thing. We saw it in Dan. Anime have been really leaving off at quite shitty places recently. Like in the middle of, like, Fire Force is a good example. We haven't actually finished off this season yet, but you just kind of get the feeling that it's going to finish off in a very kind of climactic place, and now we're going to be having to wait in months to the next season. Again, same thing with Dan. It's just like randomly ended halfway through an arc, and we got to now wait to carry on that arc. It's quite questionable for me. And it's becoming more and more common that we're like leaving off in bad places. So I wouldn't put it past this ending here, considering the current state of things like that. But I don't think this is a show to do something like that either. As I feel this is a show that is very well produced, in my opinion. I think the director has done I'm not sure if the source material is like. I don't know. I feel like whoever directed this is like, and the style of this is just yeah. I just feel like there's. Again, I haven't checked out the manga, but I feel like this is even more like amplified in this adaptation. I feel like, again, the directing and just like the production behind it, the cinematic kind of view of things, and just everything about this show is just really, really well done. So I can imagine if I did read the manga, I probably would still prefer the anime. And yeah, there's no like half measures or anything like that. It doesn't feel like with this show, so I can't imagine that something like that actually happened here. But yeah, this guy was a massive help. This guy gave us a lot of really good information today, didn't he? A lot of leads to kind of follow. Again, personally, I think this is one of the first arcs where I really like probably got the least amount of knowledge on what's actually going on here. I've probably been more wrong on other arcs in terms of my theories. But in those other arcs, I've actually like had theories that are kind of plausible and are kind of, you could listen to them and maybe make sense of them. In this one, I just like I don't have like I still don't have the slightest clue of this girl's relationship. We did see this earlier. Even for me, I said earlier about how that guy must have struggled to recall the outfit. Even I could, like, we saw this 5 minutes ago, and even I kind of struggled to really recall the details. But yeah, I don't know why. I've just like got this intuitive feeling that this is like a relative of his for some reason. Like that comes from absolutely nowhere, apart from, again, intuition. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, what's the relationship? Like, why was she so calm? And again, like, why did she not? Why would you call the police and not speak to them yourself when the person in front of you got ran over? Like, your first intuition would not be to shove that phone in someone else's, the person in the accident's face, right? Like, tell me I'm normal for thinking that, surely. It might be one of those Japanese things where it may be considered rude to use someone else's phone, so she just like holds it for him because it's his possession, it's his phone. Maybe it's just like that level of caring about someone, but that seems strange to me. Also seems strange to me that he would tell her to bike off like she can't be caught here, even by the police, even in a serious accident, even in an accident that could cost him medical fees, his sports kind of stuff going on, sponsorship deals, seems to have cost him so much, and he's willing to give up potential kind of eyewitness reports and a chance at not going through that for her to get away and not be seen. Like, it really does make you think she's like a criminal or something, right? Like, yeah, what's going on here? And it does seem like the case is that it wasn't targeted Osanai, judging from what she was saying. Osanai herself could still be hiding something here, but judging by what we've seen, it does seem like it wasn't a target attack, even though it is very coincidental that she's at 2 of these occurrences, which are pretty much identical. That was something I couldn't overlook, but maybe I can now with the new information we've got. But yeah, again, I still like, even all that said, like, I still like so lost at what to make of all this. I'm a little bit lost at this guy's reaction. Like, perhaps he's even still lying about some things, because again, for me, I'm not. I would probably go make sure Osanai is okay first, and then check on the person with someone already next to them. If this girl biked off before he went over to him, I'd probably go check on him first. he sees her kind of bike off after he comes over. She doesn't say anything during this flashback. So I didn't really take too much account of what she was wearing because I assumed this was just like a placeholder for just a random person, but it turns out she actually was wearing this outfit, so I probably should have paid more attention. But yes, it's crazy how she's just like okay to like bike off. He weirdly had these little like smirks on his face as well. And the way he phrased this a minute ago it was also quite suspect. He was like, "They got me," like he was expecting to get hit. They got me, like he knows who was trying to hit him. Like he knew people were out for him. It's like they finally got me, those dirty cops, something like that. I think there was quite a few maybe subtle clues with this. Yeah, like why would you say that? They got me. Yeah, yeah, that is that. And they definitely did hit his hands, which you'd expect. You'd expect to. That is like a normal reaction. I don't know. I really don't know what to make of this. What did he say here? He was disgusted that she drove off. Was he? Understandable. Hidoi. Yeah, it was horrible. Horrible that she just drove off. And he only seems to get stern and serious and actually like, aggravated seemingly when the topic of hers brought up, not him getting hit by a car. Yeah, it's just so much to make of this, isn't there? Again, I can't even begin to question to answer any of this, but we try. Yeah, do let me know what you guys thought about this one down in the comment section. Another great episode. I'm hoping for at least 2 more episodes of this arc. I think 2 episodes would be pretty good to finish off this arc. Feels like that's quite a fitting amount for me, but I do feel like the last arc did go on a bit too long in my opinion, so again 2 episodes I think to end off this would be pretty good. But yeah, again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know any of your guys' theories. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you do want to keep up to date, and I'll see you next week with episode 11.